Well, hello, pop girlies. How are we
Hello, our
doing?
angels.
Hello, pop
Hi.
angels.
Art girlies, pop angels.
How is
Art pop
everybody?
girly angels.
How is everybody doing?
Doing lovely.
Doing good. I just went on a rant about how bad I'm doing, and then I lied.
Yeah, it was like a 20-minute rant, and then I'm good.
I
I'm
mean,
good because I'm with my pop girlies. That's all that matters.
Me when I'm lying. I'm good.
I'm fine.
I'm awesome.
I'm doing
Great.
great.
I'm doing great, actually.
I'm doing
I'm,
great all the time, disco occasionally.
And there you have it.
I'm
now I'm bad again.
Oh, girl, you lay off Mr. Stott. What has he ever done to you?
Girl, nothing. I was just joking.
I
I
Well, you
can't be
didn't
joking anymore.
you didn't say JK though.
JK. I didn't have to say JK. It was a joke.
But you didn't say JK. Uh, should we just get into hot track time? I
Let's
feel like
do
I don't
it.
have anything, I don't have any like bit to riff on. I don't really have anything to say.
Yeah.
Because
I think,
sometimes we do a little intro bit and then
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have anything. Do you guys have anything?
Nope.
I mean, if there's, like something we needed to kiki about, I mean, obviously the Oscars happened last night.
Yes, the
Right.
Oscars did happen last night.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty pleased with the outcomes and everything. I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. I didn't really love the telecast, but the wins were fine.
Yeah, I'm
What
like I feel pretty similarly. I mean, if we lived in Maria's world, then Sinners would have swept every
Oh
category.
yeah, you did
Oh,
love
you're Team
Sinners.
Sinners.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm all about that one battle tea.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, I
Because
definitely enjoyed One Battle, but I mean, for me, Sinners is like,
Sinners was winners for you.
so it
Yeah.
was winners. It was, I mean, I would say at least top five, if not top three, like it sat in the theater movie experiences of my life.
Oh, amazing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I
Like,
honestly feel similarly about One Battle. My
really?
movie experience of that was
Oh my God, it was
I went
yeah.
by myself, matinee, and I was laughing so hard, I almost peed.
It was so good.
And I was glued, I was on the edge of my seat. I mean, I love both films. I am really happy that this award season is over because I think that there's been just so much toxicity online and like about this like sinners versus one battle thing. I will say, I think that my goal going forward, or my hope and dream, is I don't want to hear about the Oscars from people who watch like three movies a year. I
Yeah.
actually don't care what they have to say. Imagine how ridiculous and insane it would be if I went up to a huge football junkie, huge football fan, and was like, actually, this team is this, and this team is that, and this team is that, and blah, 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 blah. That would be stupid because I wouldn't know what I was talking about. I don't like it when people who don't like movies are trying to like say opinions about the Oscars. It's like, actually, this is not for you. It could be if you wanted it to be, but you don't want it to be.
Well, and also like I think
That's what I have to
there's
say.
a difference between even that and people who like movies and watch like more than three but don't understand how the Oscars work.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of that. I think this year there were definitely more of what you're saying, Levi, because I feel like so many people just like watched the two main ones and then just made a decision based on that. That's what I was seeing online.
Yeah.
But no, I feel the exact same way. So I felt it way more last year because you and I know, had seen everything. Like this year, I was like, I think I probably saw like six or seven of the best pictures rather
Yeah,
than
I'm missing a
all
few.
10.
I'm missing
Yeah,
a few.
but I mean, it's
But like
so
I'm like
crazy.
annoyed from like today, like seeing like people like post clips of like Sean Penn being like a villain in one battle and being like, this is really the movie that you think should have won. This is so problematic. I'm like,
I saw
oh
that
my God,
too.
villain says bad thing. Like, do we need like somebody to come into every scene in the movie be like, so just so you guys know, this bad guy, and we don't like what he's saying is bad. Is
Yeah.
bad.
I saw someone quote that tweet, which was very funny, and it was like, notice how Leonardo DiCaprio's character is very noticeably uncomfortable with what Sean Penn's character is saying.
It's
Like,
like these
yeah.
people actually need they're because I think they're being serious. I think they actually think that like Paul Thomas Anderson is like a white supremacist because he wrote that character. Like it's like, oh my God. It's I felt the same thing last year with, My Beloved Honora, when people were like, "Oh, well that movie, it hates Honora and it hates the main character because it like punishes her, blah 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 blah." No, it's a movie about how she's treated poorly because of she's a sex worker. Like
Yeah.
the movie does not like the bad things that happened to her. It's like I think it's like the same thing when people are like, we need queer stories that don't have conflict in it. We need uplifting queer stories. It's like, well, actually, conflict is essential to a plot. You have to have conflict. I mean, like, are we going back to fucking preschool where I have to be like, a protagonist is the main character of a story,
Yeah.
an antagonist is the opposing force. Like, I just
And
think
if you
people
want campy queer art, you've come to the right place. Is that what the comment was?
music wasn't it campy queer music analysis.
I think so.
Damn it.
You missed it.
Well,
Well, it's
Yeah.
one campy queer music analysis after another. But I love both films. I think both
yeah,
films are
both were
wonderful.
great. Yeah.
And I wish that it could have been more of like a celebratory, like how awesome is it that like both films are incredible and like either one
Hmm.
would have been a great winner rather than I feel like kind of what it ended up being, which was like just not fun. And like you have to pick a side and you um
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I actually don't need people trying to like tell me that like a Paul Thomas Anderson movie is going to be forgotten in 5 years. Do you know how many people I've seen that tweet being like, nobody will remember one battle after another in 5 years. Everyone will know
Uh,
Sinners. I'm like, I don't know about that.
See, I just don't know.
Like,
I think at this point, like PTA films have so much gravity that like they just they don't have the capacity to be forgotten.
no, and like especially like one that like is maybe like his masterpiece. Like it's like, girl, you
Yeah.
you got to know what you're talking about before you open your mouth, but that it's not what a lot of people do. So
No.
those are my Oscar thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm my biggest. What was okay? Real quick, what was your favorite win, Maria?
Um, Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I am such a fan of Ludwig Göransson's scores
Oh
for films.
yes.
Love Ludwig.
So yeah, I mean, his score for Oppenheimer is just like so amazing. Obviously for Sinners, it was so cool. I was I was as blown away watching Sinners as I was listening to the music that was happening. Like not
Mm.
only just the original songs that were in the movie, but also the score was just fantastic. And like I think whatever he produces, if he shows up to the Oscars and leaves empty-handed, like something has gone awry in a major way. Like he's just such a talented individual. It's crazy. I was like kind of reading up about like exactly how they kind of collaborated to get the music to where it ended up being like in the final product of the film. So cool. But I mean like really just any any Sinners win was so cool. I will literally never forget seeing that movie in theaters.
I mean, incredible movie.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it in theaters, which was a huge mistake.
Yeah, it was
I
an
think I would have
amazing.
liked it more.
It was an amazing theatrical experience.
Yeah. And I knew like what the twist was, but hadn't watched a trailer for it before I saw it, which I'm really glad that I didn't.
Mm.
But yeah, that's like a movie I'll never be over it. It's just
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
gag.
So so yeah, that's my
Drew,
takeaway.
what was your favorite win?
Probably a international feature. I loved
Mm.
that sentimental value
I
one.
know.
I
I'm
was
really
kind of
happy.
worried it wasn't going to, but
I'm
I'm
really
really
happy
glad
it
it
was able
did.
to win. Yeah, love sentimental.
We we had the best experience seeing that.
Yeah,
Renata Reinsvat
queen
gagged
of the
us.
world. Gag, one gag after another.
Yeah, I heard that movie was amazing.
Oh, it's so
It's
good. Elle
incredible, Maria.
Fanning,
It's incredible.
revelatory, Stellan
Elle
revelatory,
Fanning was
Inga.
a classy lady last night, as my client. I'm her manager.
Yeah.
Um, my win of the night, easy, Amy Madigan. That it was the race I was most invested in. And that's another thing. Why are people on film Twitter trying to act like this was like a career win? Be like, oh, I need people to stop voting legacy wins. Girl, nobody was, foaming at the mouth to give Amy Madigan an Oscar. what I think is so incredible about this is on paper, it is so not an Oscar bait thing. She's a campy villain in a gory horror comedy. She doesn't even really show up in the movie until the last like 30, 40 minutes. This was not made with the intention of awards. And one of the things I love about award season is like when stuff like this happens, when like somebody wins, not because of a narrative, not because of a campaign, not because of a blah 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 of any kind of politics, but because of like pure passion. Like people just like loved her performance. And that I think is so cool. And I think it's so cool to like see an actress, she's 75. Like somebody who like is like a career long actor, never really has had like a big moment, and to like have that be like so late into her career, I just think it's so cool. I was so happy
Yeah.
when she won. But any of those nominees, I thought that category was I think that was probably my favorite category. I think all five of
Yeah.
those would have been excellent winners if any of
I
them
agree.
won. And they were all actually supporting performances, which
Yeah. Hasn't happened in a while.
doesn't normally happen. They were all actually supporting. So,
I was
yeah.
kind of surprised that Jacob Elordi's performance as Frankenstein ended up being a supporting performance. That was a little wacky to me, but
I mean, I think both him and Stellan Skarsgård were category frauded. I mean, Stellan
yeah,
Skarsgård to me is lead actor in the film.
yeah,
So,
whatever.
not the slays on supporting actress. Those girls they were all supporting, knew their place,
Yep.
delivered, stole the films. Incredible. Okay. Well, hot track time.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot we didn't even get into that.
Yeah, remember when we said we weren't gonna do or we didn't need a tangent,
I know. But
and then we
I mean,
did.
sometimes you realize that there's tea to be spilled, even if
Yep.
you don't yourself don't even realize it.
Yeah, it calls you.
It calls to you.
Levi, what's your hot track? You
Well,
never go
speaking of the
first.
Oscars, so something weird has happened in the last month or so. A few weeks ago, I watched K-pop Demon Hunters for the first time. And like I like knew about like the cultural phenomenon. All my like so many of my coworkers have kids, and so they have been talking about it, for months and months and months. I had like largely avoided the mute, not like on purpose. There was a period in the fall when I was actively avoiding Golden because it was the biggest chart rival for The Fate of Ophelia, and so I didn't want, I needed Miss Queen to have her moment. Um,
You need to keep it 100 on the
I
land
needed to
this
keep it
week.
100 on the land, the sea, and the sky. Yeah, I did.
Of course.
But now I fear I'm going up because it's our moment. K-pop Demon Hunters is so fun. I think that movie, it wasn't my favorite in that category, but I think it was it's a great film. It's really, really fun. I think it's a really cool, like, cultural phenomenon for kids. And the music is amazing. The music in that movie is so good. And Golden is like, I think easily one of the best original song wins ever. Because not only is the song just on its own incredible, but it like the way that it's used in the movie is like so impactful. I did cry when it got sung in the movie at towards the end. And like that song just like gets me going. It
It's
really
so good.
like the song is it's so gaggy. It's so good. And like it's also like an insanely hard song to sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
EJ, the vocalist who also wrote the song, is like sounds amazing, and she sounded great at the
She
performance art
was
test.
so
I
good.
thought
Yeah.
like that song is so hard to sing. Eric, my friend Eric, who I was watching it with, he was like, "I'm so happy this award season's over, so I can stop hearing gay guys try to sing that song." So my hot track is "I'm Going Up, Up, Up." It's golden.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay,
had a
Marita.
feeling.
Marita, what is yours?
Yes. So my hot track, I had a couple things to choose from, but I ended up going with um one of I ended up going with the song that I'm going with because it kind of has like I guess like an Easter egg to another one of my favorite songs. So the song is Setting Sun by the Chemical Brothers, who I think I've mentioned on the show maybe before. I don't think I've ever had them as a hot track, but they're kind of in that like UK like electronic house dance music realm of artists that like I typically tend to listen to and I think have spotlighted from time to time on the show. But the song is really cool. I actually discovered it before I like really started getting into their music, but the song is kind of famous for like not sampling a Beatles song because it has a very, very similar sound and almost identical percussion loop to Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles, which is one of my favorite songs by the Beatles, and it's on my favorite Beatles album, which is Revolver. And there was actually quite a controversy when this song was released because like the Beatles lawyers were like trying to sue the Chemical Brothers because they're like, "Oh, well, I mean, we've heard the song Tomorrow Never Knows is obviously being sampled in this song." But then they hired some like musicologist or someone to like break down both songs so that it could be like literally proven that they weren't sampling the Beatles in the song. So they ended up like not being sued. But I mean, both songs are
Imagine if
amazing.
Pop Girlies existed at this time.
I know we would have been on the ground reporting this news.
We would have been testing
We would have
the
been
claims ourselves
Yes.
we would have been the musicologist on
Yeah,
on
location.
standby. Yeah, we
for
would have.
real. Yeah. But yeah, my hot track is Setting Sun by the Chemical Brothers.
Period. Drew.
Yeah, so this is my hot track is just another example of how pop girlies are oracles. We predict the future. Um, we know what's up. So we did obviously did Deeper Well last week, one of my fave albums. Obviously announced it, beforehand. And Miss Musgraves decided to release a new song, and it's great. The song is called Dry Spell, um, and that's my hot track. I think it's a great first single to this new era, um, and yeah, I think that's all I want to say.
Okay. Well,
Yay.
are we gonna get into this
Whoa!
Grimes gig?
Wait, I just got chills.
I'm so
It's
excited.
funny. I'm feeling like very calm and kind of like quiet and tender. And that is not the vibe of this album. So I don't know what. I need to like get chaotic or
It'll
something.
take over. Don't worry.
Maybe it'll take over. Okay. Well, I'm really excited though, despite my calmness. I really am so excited for this. This is one of my all-time favorite albums, and it has been one I kind of edged it. It has been one that has almost been a pick for me to do for an episode for a long time. I feel like it's been the runner-up for me multiple times. So, very cool that it's finally happening. So, background before we get into the album, because we've never covered Grimes before. So, Grimes was born Claire Boucher in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, in 1988. She is the daughter of a lawyer and a banker and was raised in a very religious household. She attended all Catholic schools growing up and has said in interviews that her religious upbringing influences everything she does. She is like a poster child for what Catholic guilt does to the human brain. Um, it warps it and distorts it clearly. For college, she moved to Montreal to attend McGill University and enroll in their joint Bachelor of Arts and Science program. Her major remains a mystery. Sometimes in interviews, she'll say she was in the electroacoustics program, and other times she says that she studied neuroscience. Either way, in 2010, she was expelled for skipping classes. I'm not going to get into it, but people should also, around this time, would have been when she and her boyfriend tried to sail a houseboat full of chickens on the Mississippi River. Um, that like should be like its own special episode. It actually is maybe my favorite pop culture story, and I do have a film that I want to make about it someday. Like I have the screenplay inside of me. I really do. Um, but if you want to laugh, look up like Grimes chicken boat, and you'll die. But also in 2010, she releases both her debut album and its follow up, Gidi Primes and Halfaxa, respectively. She spends the next year touring North America, both as a headliner and an opener for acts like Lick Lee. In 2012, she releases her third album and her big breakthrough, Visions. Visions is interesting because it was created over a 3 week time frame in late 2011. This is post tour. She's feeling a lot of burnout, exhaustion, and Grimes locks herself in a darkened room and only created music for this period of time. She went without food or sleep for 9 days. The album, along with the singles Genesis and Oblivion, were met with widespread critical acclaim. Oblivion ended up being named the second best song of the 2010s by Pitchfork at the end of the decade. So this was a big kind of breakthrough moment for her. And so after that, she does more touring. And following, the Visions tour, she releases a track in 2014 entitled Go, which was originally written for and then rejected by Rihanna. The track received negative reception from both critics and fans, and most people were taking issue with what appeared to be Grimes stepping towards the mainstream and kind of standing off her edges. In early 2015, she releases a music video for a demo version of the song Reality, which was part of a project that she ended up abandoning. This release was met with widespread acclaim, and the song was named Best New Music by Pitchfork. 2015, she toured as Lana Del Rey's opening act for the Endless Summer Tour. And in the fall, she would release her fourth studio album, Art Angels. So, getting into the album itself, Art Angels was written and recorded from 2013 through 2015. After recording all of Visions in GarageBand, that's the other thing. She did this all in GarageBand, which is like free software. She learned and began utilizing the music program Ableton Live, which that's like kind of the program that like I would say most producers use. Additionally, she also learned how to play guitar, drums, keys, ukulele, and violin to add an acoustic element and new sonic textures to her music, which historically was purely electronic. The album was recorded in her home in Los Angeles, and per the deal with Grimes, she is the only producer and engineer credited on all tracks. And much of this album is rooted in her experience as a female producer slash engineer in the music industry. Not an artist, but as a producer and as an engineer, as a technician. In interviews from this time, she talks at length about her disillusionment with the music industry for, in her eyes, ignoring her technical work as a producer and engineer and focusing only on her identity as a female artist and highlighting things like her really girlish, kind of high pitched voice. This is coupled with experiences that she has recounted where she has been in a studio with other engineers and they don't allow her to touch the equipment. But she has talked about male producers coming in the room later and the engineers allow the male producers to touch the equipment. So not only did these experiences convince her that her work as Grimes was important as being an artist who is also a producer and engineer and does everything herself, but the themes of both defying categorization and rebelling against being written off, I would say are very fundamental to the world of Art Angels thematically. Musically, Art Angels represents a step towards kind of pop music, a more mainstream sound from Visions, which is very much electronica and a lot more experimental, I would say, and less accessible. Critics have labeled the genre of Art Angels as pop, synth pop, indie pop, art pop, and electronica, while also noting the rock and orchestral influences. And kind of like I talked about earlier, the album is noteworthy for being the first Grimes record to feature live instruments. There are 14 tracks. She is the sole writer on all except for two, which are the ones that have features. So Scream features Taiwanese rapper Pan, who at the time was named, their stage name was Aristophanes. And Venus Fly features Janelle Monae. The album clocks in at 49 minutes and 57 seconds. So getting into the release, really like not like a huge drawn out release. It happened kind of pretty quickly. Grimes shared the title and artwork for the album on October 19th, 2015. few days later, Flesh Without Blood was released as the lead single on October 26th. And then the album was released digitally on November 6th. And then physical formats were released later on December 11th in 2015. So over the course of like half a month, the entire thing just comes out kind of out of nowhere. Upon release, the album received widespread acclaim from critics. It has an 88 on Metacritic, which indicates universal acclaim, and that's a great score. Specifically, this is back in 2015, where I think an 88 was harder to get then than it is now. Uh, so much is singled out for praise. I would really recommend. There's a lot of really interesting reviews from this time. I think the Pitchfork review is really good. I think the Stereo Gum review is really good. I would say overall, the things that really got highlighted are production, the hooks, her vocals, and just the overall atmosphere. It received a 8.5 and Best New Music distinction from Pitchfork. It was named as one of the best albums of 2015 by the AV Club, Billboard, Consequence of Sound, The New York Times, NME, Pitchfork, Rolling Stone, Slant, Spin, and Stereo Gum. Additionally, Stereo Gum and Pitchfork ranked it as one of the best albums of the 2010s, while The Guardian named it as one of the best albums released this century. This is such an it's such an odd album. And Grimes is an odd presence in music and culture. Who Grimes is today is not who she was when this album came out. This album is pre Elon Musk, pre her meeting Elon Musk. Um, Maria and we're more familiar with Grimes, and so kind of, welcoming Drew into this world of Grimes, we had to be like, unfortunately, she doesn't really have this sauce anymore. She's not at this level. This like I don't know if the Grimes who creates Visions and Art Angels like really still exists. She really is into AI, which I find odd as somebody who's like a creator in every sense of the word and like creates every part of her art. I find it weird that she's like embracing AI, but that's like a big thing that she talks about in a lot of her newer music. But this is such like a distinct singular album. And so I'm really excited to talk about it at length and hear everybody's thoughts because I can't really think of another piece of music like it. It really is just so itself, which is something I love about it. So I think we're going to get started off with somebody who was familiar with the project, Miss Marita. Then we'll go to the newbie Drew, and then we'll circle on back to Levita.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Levi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I'm so excited that we're talking about this album. It's like I think what you said about it is so true. I mean, like it's so unique, it's so singular, it's so itself. And like some of the best like alternative, like alt art pop songs, like literally probably ever made are on this album without a doubt. So, this album is just so cool. I actually got like really into Grimes like right before COVID. I don't remember what had made me get really into her, but obviously started with the classics. I got like really into Oblivion, really into Genesis. I still haven't done a full listen of Visions actually. So that's gonna come at some point. But it was right around Miss Anthropocene came out. So I was like also listening to that a ton. And there's quite a few songs in that that I still like think are really great and really, really like. I also feel like half of it I like completely forgot and don't remember what it sounds like. It's like one of those 50-50 albums for me, but I think there's some really great songs on it. But then obviously kind of like worked my way backwards a little bit and then ended up spending a lot of time with Art Angels, which something about this album actually is like I knew a lot of the like main heavy hitters, like the more like super duper popular ones. And the three of us actually did like a tandem listen like 2 weeks ago, where like during the workday we all press play at the same time and listen to it. And it was Drew's first listen. And honestly, I think almost half the songs actually were new for me. I actually never gave this album a full listen when I was like having my big Grimes moment. I kind of just like picked out the main ones and for some reason like never gave it a full listen, which is so weird. So I think the songs that I was hearing for the first time were Laughing and Not Being Normal, California, Scream, Belly of the Beat, Art Angels, Easily, Pin, Life in the Vivid Dream, and Butterfly, which is crazy. So, just wanted to share that because
I
I
didn't
think I,
realize that, Maria. I thought you had heard the whole thing.
yeah, I think I like completely forgot to drop that bombshell while we were listening to
I
it.
also, yeah, that was surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. But like the songs that I knew on this beforehand were like, I've heard them all at least a billion times. Like, they're amazing. So I think this album is so good. I love how weird the entire thing is. And I love kind of just like the consistent motif throughout of just like embracing being different and like being alternative and like being kind of strange and out there. And especially like in Venus Fly, that's like the whole takeaway from Venus Fly is like embracing being different, being odd, and like not being like everybody else. Like I just think that's so cool. I love that that's like one of the big themes of this album, especially with the title of Art Angels. It's just like so beautiful. So I really love it for that. I love how loud and bombastic most of these songs are. And but I didn't really realize that like it has like its somber moments as well. Like obviously like Reality, like I knew that one very well. But I feel like Pin is another one that's like a little bit more subdued, kind of similar with Easily. And then obviously like there's the two more interlude style tracks that I hadn't heard either. So yeah, this album is just such a cool mix of really poppy sounds. There's also some string instruments throughout. And of course, a lot of electronic music as well. So I really love it for the blend of everything. I love that the entire album itself is just like it's just kind of loud in the sense that like what it's saying is like being demanded to be heard kind of because it's so kind of wacky and out there. And I definitely feel like the album cover is going to be a bit of a conversation for the three of us. I don't hate it, but I love the mix of colors that's going on. I love the gradient of the darker blue to the lighter blue. Like when I listen to any song from this album, I think of the color scheme that the album itself is giving. So for that, I like it. It's obviously kind of out there and kind of kooky, which is fun. But yeah, this album's amazing. I am like very confident that one of the best songs ever made is on this album.
I wonder which
So,
song you're talking about.
so we will save it until we get to our Holy Trinities. But yeah, I love this album so much. I also am a fan of the videos that accompany the album. My favorite one is Venus Fly. That's like 10 billion% one of my favorite music videos ever. And it's funny because it's kind of a music video that's just like, let's do cool visual things to show off like the like cool like video software that we've partnered with for this video. Like the video's almost kind of an ad, but it's so cool. I love it so much. And the music video, it's basically the song twice because the song plays in full and then it plays in its entirety at a slower speed. Just so like it's just kind of the credit sequence, but it like also continues to show you more really cool and stunning effects. And I think it's really neat. I also love Janelle Monáe's feature on the song too. I think what they added to the video as well as the song itself with their vocals, of course, is just like amazing. So that's one of my favorites as well. But the song's incredible, or excuse me, the album itself is incredible. It's also really easy just to loop again and again and again and again because we've been talking about this album like in preparation for this episode for like literally the last 2 weeks. So I've been listening to it like almost nonstop. So this album's amazing. I love her vocals. I love how like, obviously like Levi mentioned like her kind of more higher pitched like girly voice that she, kind of like utilizes for the album. I just love it. I think it's like you can tell she's like really, really going for it and it's just so out there. So, and I think it works. I think it works so well. And she almost kind of utilizes like a Valley Girl kind of inflection at points too, which is fun. Um, so yeah, I'm a huge fan. This album's amazing. It's just like one of those albums that there's no way that someone even attempting to make something similar could ever reproduce anything like this.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's great.
I don't even know how anybody could try to do that.
No.
No. Like you just don't have you just like I don't think anyone else possesses the creativity to do something like this. Like how would someone else make a song about Al Pacino's character from The Godfather being a vampire who can switch genders and travel through time
And space.
and space? No one else could do that.
No, like no, nobody else could do that.
So, I mean,
And I think if somebody tried to do that, I don't think we end up with Kill v Maim. Like
no.
No.
I think it's a much different, cornier, less good song.
Yeah. Emphasis on less good.
Like yeah,
Oh, stop. Chills.
chills. Okay. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Marita?
I don't think so. I think that's everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Drew.
Yeah, so I kind of went into this very, very blind. So I first heard of Grimes, through Elon. So I, kind of thought it was a little problematic to like her. But I don't remember where we were, but I remember in college, we were talking, I think we were talking to our friend Sophia, Levi, and you just were like, I shamelessly do like Grimes. Like I do like her music, like that. And I was like, I didn't realize that like her, because I just didn't realize that like she made music that like could have been in the sphere of us even like listening to. Like I just kind of thought that her music just felt so separate from anyone who. I'm not saying that like I'm not saying like that you like should have labels. I didn't know that she made music that we would consume. To
No,
be
I
honest,
get what you mean. Totally get what you
yeah.
mean.
Um. So I remember, and I kind of like put that back in my head. But then I was like, well, we'll wait and see. Like maybe one day, like Levi will like force me to listen to this, and it never like fully happened. But I remember when we started the podcast, we were kind of playing with the idea of doing it. Levi was, and so I was just like, okay, I'll save it for this. And then I remember I watched an episode of Therapist with Camila Cabello, and it was around when she was releasing her CXOXO album, which I really love. And it was right around when she performed for Coachella with Lana Del Rey. And she talked a lot in her interview with Jake Shane about, wanting to go see Grimes' set because she loved her so much.
Oh,
And
interesting.
yeah, and I actually, it's funny because it made me like really look forward to it because I wondered if maybe like Camila going into this kind of like weird kind of pop sound that CXOXO was. Um, I wondered if it was a little bit Grimes inspired. And I definitely feel some of it, but it's definitely not all of it. But it made me really kind of go, oh, so like if Camila Cabello and Levi are fucking with Grimes and Jake Shane are fucking with Grimes, like I think maybe I will like this. Like I think this will be something that I might enjoy. Especially because Levi also said that this album was like the before she became, kind of a problematic figure. But yeah, so that's kind of my background with it, but going in I was very struck by the cover, but I think I was struck by it. I just didn't really understand what was going on. I think most people would probably have that same effect, but um I can genuinely say like I think it probably was my favorite first listen experience of an album that I've like ever had.
Wow, really?
Yes, like because I thought going into it, I thought that I was like not going to understand it. Like I thought that it was just going to be like a little too cuckoo for me. Um, But like I guess I like shouldn't have thought that because like normally when music gets really weird um is when I like am kind of more drawn in. But yeah, I find first listens for me like to be pretty challenging. Like it's really hard to get me in on a first listen. Like I feel like the only albums that I've really been able to really get into on first listens are like some Taylor albums, which is like then that's pretty much where it ends for me. Like I just have a hard time like being able to digest it, but I found this album like so digestible in a way that was like I just really felt transported into it. But it also like it takes you on a really awesome, I cannot believe that like she herself was the person who made all of this, but like it really does take you on like a sonic journey where you almost feel like in the best way possible you're playing like Rainbow Road Mario Kart, but then it like Rainbow Road like you unlock a new like somehow you finish the course super fast and you somehow unlock a new like universe and then you get to like play another track. Like that's how listening to this felt. um I was so struck by it. I love her voice. I think her voice is like so incredible and it so fits this sound that she's made. um yeah, I truly like have no complaints about anything about it. I will say the music videos, separate obviously from the listening experience of the album, I am not super into. I think those borderline the kind of like what I thought going into the album was going to be like for me. Like, what are we doing here? Um, but that's also just like so her artistry, and that's like okay. But the album itself, and it made me understand the cover a lot more. Like I don't really think the cover is like a huge chop or anything. Um, yeah, I was just so struck by it. Yeah, her
Oh,
voice reminded me also so much of Ellie Goulding, who, if you've listened to our Ellie Goulding episode, you know I love. Um, just that weird kind of like breathy, kind of airy tone that works so well because she produces herself in such a great way. Um, and yeah, I mean the production here. I'm sure we will get into it. It's just like insane, and it's insane that like she herself has made it.
did everything.
Yeah, it's also like this album, to me when I was listening to it, obviously like it definitely feels like it could have been made today, but it definitely feels so ahead of its time. Like I
Absolutely.
cannot believe that this was released that long ago. Like it does feel like something that I mean, the kind of EDM pop for female artists, I feel like is so in right now. And I feel like this is an album that obviously so inspired that. But I also feel like if this album were like released today and she wasn't this like problematic kind of figure, I feel like this would be so huge. In a way that like I I feel like she would be so major. So yeah. I don't think it will have a resurgence because of her, kind of outlook, but
Hashtag get our angels to number one on iTunes.
literally, like I can't like some of these songs I can't believe weren't like I can't believe I had truly never heard one of these songs. Like it's just kind of one of those things. I can't believe that because I feel like especially after like meeting Levi, I've gotten into like the indie music scene a lot more. Can't believe that like this song like didn't cross me, but
Girl,
yeah,
I'm Miss Indy.
girl, you are Miss Indie.
I'm Miss Indy. Take that, Marita.
Whatever.
But
Marie,
I
you're
really,
Miss
I
Wrong.
mean, you're Miss Lestat.
Well,
Duh.
Um, I really, I mean, the top three does kind of feel to me like pretty obvious, but I'd be so interested to see like if some overlap that we get to talk about. But maybe once we get to the three, if we like all have the same one, we can like share other songs that are Gag City. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, not to spoil, I thought the top three is it's so hard because like there's just so many songs that are worthy of that spot.
I mean, there really to me is not. It doesn't like really.
There's no
There's
chapeau.
there's no Chop Ho for me. I listen to those three songs that I'm gonna name a lot on their own, like on repeat. But if I want to listen to the whole album, I like have such a good time listening to the whole thing.
I mean, it's just so fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should also add that in conversation about the album artwork, she creates that also.
Yes.
Whoa,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, she illustrated it. And you can also look up, she created illustrations for each of the songs as well. Like if you go to Genius Lyrics and like you go through each of the songs in the album, they all have
Oh,
the like the artwork that she created for each song. Speaking of artwork, the original Miss Anthropocene artwork is so cool.
It's so good. I
And
was so
whatever
bummed when she changed it.
fuck ass gross shit that she changed it to is one of the ugliest album covers I've ever seen in my entire life. It actively makes me not
The
want to listen
original
to
one
it.
was like computer.
Yes, and it's so
Yeah.
cool.
It was so cool.
wait, that makes me like the cover a lot more that she illustrated it. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does all of that stuff.
I mean, this creature that's on the cover is so in this album
It,
somewhere.
oh, totally. That's the
Yeah.
belly of the beat.
So true.
No, absolutely.
I mean, it totally works. I mean, seeing the image on its own before you listen to the work is a little bit striking. Um, but it really does just work so well.
No, I
Yeah.
love the cover. I think it's like I think it's not the kind of cover that would work on most albums, but it just because this record is so unique in itself and singular, like I think it needs an image to meet that vibe.
Yeah.
And like I love that it's like grotesque but whimsical and like monstrous but also really feminine. Like if I feel like it has all these juxtapositions that are present in the music.
Yeah.
You know who I feel like she inspired a lot in their like kind of aesthetic and like artwork? I get a lot, not in the music really, but I get a lot of Chapel. Like in like her social media presence, like Chapel's been doing a lot of like cool creatures on her like social media
Mm.
stories. And like last couple weeks I've been like kind of Grimes tea.
The concept of Grimes producing the next Chapel album.
That would I mean, can we get Grimes on a Taylor Swift album is the question.
The thing is, I just don't know if she can do this anymore. Like, I don't know if like she's capable of delivering this level of servitude. You don't know how much I've wished for a Taylor R. Angels album.
Oh,
This has been the
she
longing
needs to
deep
get
in
this
my heart.
weird.
Yes, honey. Yes, ho. I don't
Like
think it'll happen for TS13 because in my mind, TS13 is her like return to country music. It's because it's going to be 13 because she's annoying about
the
numbers.
girl.
But I think 14 is going to
Oh.
be her experimental masterpiece.
Whoa.
She's too big for people to try to understand her being experimental right now. But you're right. TS14 is where it's going to
I think
happen.
TS13 is going to be like classic, like homecoming, return to her roots, like country moment. And then I need TS14 to be the weirdest fucking mainstream pop album of all time. That's what I'm going to need.
Whoa.
It's that one meme. You heard it here first.
Watch this space.
And that's on Oracles. Okay. Drew, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Well, my thoughts are I love it. I love, 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 love this record. So was there. I was there for the release. This was another one that came to me not because I was some kind of Grimes fan. I think I knew Oblivion, but this was totally from my, obsession with like reading like lists of like best albums of whatever year and like finding things that I thought were interesting and like, you know, perusing music websites and saying, "Oh, that's an interesting album cover." And I think it was a confluence of that. I don't remember like one specific moment that was like, "I need to listen to this." But I bought it on iTunes and imagine how gagged I was. Picture this. Imagine growing up in rural Idaho, and everybody else is listening to like I don't know Luke Bryan, 21 Pilots. In your headphones, fucking Flesh Without Blood is blaring. I mean, it's so seismic, and it truly like gagged me so severely as a teenager. And what I love about this record is I don't think it has aged a day. And I go as hard when I'm listening to it now as I did 11 years ago. It is just one of those records. Like I feel like in sometimes, you listen to things over time and like the production just doesn't hit as hard. Maybe like the percussion doesn't sound as like hard hitting as like it did before. Maybe like something doesn't feel as rich as it used to. This album always feels the way that I remember it. It always bangs exactly when I need it to bang. Every beat drop is perfectly executed. The percussion on this album is crazy. There's some very like interesting like percussive patterns and the way that these beats are so hard and aggressive in a way that I love. I love hard drums. So, yeah, I've loved this record for a really, really long time. And, Miss Anthropocene, kind of similar to Maria, I think is a mixed bag. I think that it has some like truly incredible songs. Delete Forever is one of my all-time favorite songs just in general. I think the lyric more lines on the mirror than a sonnet is one of the greatest lyrics of all. I've never heard like drug abuse described better. I think it's absolutely genius. But then a lot of the album's also like, what are we doing here? And, it's been sad to me to kind of watch her descent and like how she exists in the culture. I just think is so not right with like the talent that she has, but I would love for her to like return to this kind of music. I don't know if that is ever going to happen. And I am happy, to be grateful to Elon. I am happy because we got the Azealia Banks Grimes war and that feud, which I think is one of the greatest things to happen in pop culture. So if Elon had to exist in the grime sphere, I'm happy that we got that. But this album is absolutely incredible. It is so singular. It is so itself. It is unique. It is boundary pushing. It is forward thinking. It is challenging yet accessible. It is weird yet not off putting. It is I think like a true feat. Um, I think there's so many layers to this record. I think that you could talk about like meaning and like what these songs make you feel and like what they make you think about. I think you could like talk about it like kind of endlessly. I think there's so much to grab onto here, and this isn't going to be like a 10-hour episode, but I think one of the things that I love so much about the record is it has this really interesting juxtaposition, which is I think it is an incredibly defiant, aggressive, and combative album, while at the same time always remaining incredibly feminine and girly and glittering and sparkly. Like there's never this feeling of like, I feel like a lot of times maybe like anger in songs or rage gets associated with like heavier, more quote unquote masculine sounds and aesthetics. And like this to me stays feminine the entire time while also being an incredibly angry album. I think that this album in so many ways is like her lashing out about the way that she has been, written off, the way that she has been put in boxes and not taken seriously. And, I of course am not a woman. So there's a part to that I can't experience, but I relate to all those things. I think in my life, I feel like I have been misunderstood. I feel like I've been written off a lot. I think to kind of get personal for a second, I think I'm a very, very sensitive person. I'm very emotional. And I think that is often written off as weak. Um, but I'm a pretty tough cookie. I'm a very, very tough person and I'm very, very strong. And so like there's this element to this album that I just relate to so much and I feel so empowered when I listen to it. I think for as much as we talk about the production and the vocals, I think the lyrics on here are actually like incredible. I think like they're so interesting and so evocative, and the imagery is just so vivid. There's a lot of like interesting motifs as well. I've been thinking a lot about like why it's called Art Angels. And angels actually are a motif that appear throughout the album. So the word angel or angels appears in the songs Belly of the Beat, Art Angels, and Life in the Vivid Dream. So it's scattered all throughout the track list. There's a lot of kind of like apocalyptic doomsday like vibes, whether it just be like, like the world is ending, there's darkness coming, whatever. In California, she's singing about the oceans rising and, like sinking the state of California. Butterfly, I don't know if you would get it, but Butterfly, she says it's from the perspective of a butterfly in the Amazon as people are cutting down trees. So, like, this is an album where I think disaster is always looming. And there is this kind of like foreboding sense of doom, but at the same time, it's also incredibly playful, whimsical, bombastic, sparkling, buoyant, energetic, vibrant, infectious. It's just this like interesting, intriguing mishmash of vibes and atmospheres. One of my favorite closing lines to an album ever is on this album, which I think is like kind of a thesis statement for the record, which is if you're looking for a dream girl, I'll never be your dream girl. Need that tramp stamped now. Uh,
Need.
the production is just incredible. I would say if you have a good pair of headphones, listen to this album with a good pair of headphones because the way that like everything is mixed is so cool to like listen to. It's so rewarding with like a nice pair of headphones to like pick up details that you've never heard. She does really interesting things with like where she places her voice, the vocal in the song. Like she does the thing where like it shifts from like one ear to the other, where like something's more in the back, then it comes forward. It's just really, really interesting. And then I'm going through everything. Yeah, we talked about the Kill the Mame being about Al Pacino from The Godfather, except he's a vampire who can switch gender and travel through space, time. Um, we talked about the butterfly thing. I think it's interesting. She said that there's no songs about romantic relationships on here. Post Visions, she wrote off writing about that, which I think actually she ends up writing songs about Elon. Like I think there's Elon Musk love songs on Miss Anthropocene, so be warned. But on this record, there's nothing like that. And I think there's a lot of songs that like could be like taken as like romantic-y. I think like Flesh Without Blood on I think base look at seems to be like a breakup song, but it's actually about a friendship that like got torn apart. And there's a lot of songs like California, I think could like be like sung about a person, but like that's about her relationship with the music industry. And actually, she talked about like she said that it's like a fuck you to like Pitchfork and like music blogs for like trying to put her into a box and only liking her when she's like one kind of way. Our Angels, which sounds like a beautiful, glorious love song, it's a love letter to Montreal. So there's just it's she's so fascinating and so interesting, and I don't think there's another artist who could have made something like this. So yeah, I love this record so much. It's very very important to me, and I hope that if we can do one thing, it's encourage at least one listener out there to give this album a try. It might not be, it's probably not going to be for everybody. I actually know that for a fact. I mean, friend of the pod Irene probably would, her head would explode listening to this. I can't even fathom what her neurons would be saying. But I think there's a lot
I
of
feel
people,
like friend of the pod Messiah would like it.
I think Messiah would gag City on it.
Yeah.
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 Friend of the pod, Alex Owishi, I do not think will like this. This is also, I think, this is not Ray T.
No.
He's Miss Ray. This is not Ray. Yeah, definitely. This is not
Where's My
that.
Husband? Not on this album.
Not on
No, no,
this
no, no,
one.
no, 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 no.
Where's my art angel though?
Yeah. Oh, she's here.
Where's My Dream Girl on this album?
Well, if you're looking for a dream girl, Maria, you're never gonna get one. It's like that. Oh, does that sound like something you want? Well, let me
Well, let
tell
me
you,
tell
you're
you, you're
never
never
gonna
gonna
get
get
it.
it.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm kind of good to go into Holy Trinity and Me Time.
Slay.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with Me's, our least favorite songs. Me hee hee hoo hoo hoo. That's what it's named after because that's the worst song ever. Uh, Maria, what's your me on Our Angels?
Okay. Um, I I'm bummed that this is my me because it's a really cool song, but I do feel like it's the one if I were skipping a song, which I haven't done really when streaming this album. Like this would probably be that one. I also feel like the every other song like very clearly fits in the same sonic world. And this one, because it's a little bit heavier, is just like a little bit of an outlier. But the song is cool and I like it. And I like the really intense and like the vocal performance that's going on here is very cool. But my me is going to be Scream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drew.
So, Mimey, it was almost Scream. But every time since and it was definitely Scream the first listen, but I will say every time I've listened to the album since then, I really don't skip it. Like um, yeah, I really like it. But, and this might be tea, I don't know what you guys feel about this song, so I am a little nervous. But if I am skipping a song, the song is not bad. It's an amazing song. But I'm skipping Belly of the Beat
Hmm. Mm-mm.
because I need Flesh Without Blood into Kill V Main.
You don't get it.
But if
Again,
you
it's
listen
an
to Belly of the
amazing
Beat,
song.
You'll
I
never.
am just gonna skip it though.
So
That's
you
it. That's the
you are
one
gonna
that I
get
could
sad,
skip.
and you are gonna get sick, and you are gonna get weak because you're not deep in the belly of the beat, ho.
no.
I love belly of the beat. I probably like it. I would say more than maybe the average Our Angel though. Like that,
I love the chorus of that song.
The chorus is so good.
and you're
Yeah.
never.
But again, it's too hard. I think Scream being so weird, I think makes its place for me. But it was a hard decision.
Well, I agree. So mine was a hard decision as well. Mine was also between Scream and another song, and I'm ending up going with the other song because kind of for the reason that Maria went with Scream. Because it is an outlier, I feel like it's adding something to the album that like you can't find anywhere else, and I think the album does change if you like take it out. The song that I'm going to put out, I don't really think like necessarily would alter the fabric of the universe of Our Angels if it was removed. This song is very good and it has some really interesting moments. Uh it also just comes after like the gaggiest track run and then I'm kind of like, I'm going to go with Easily.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Is that tea for you all?
I mean, not majorly,
I'm
but
just laughing because I felt like Maria knew what you were gonna say that before you even started talking.
I kind of did.
I don't know why.
Yeah. And I
I
was like,
mean,
I was the Christina gif at the computer.
I mean, I love the like Melanie Martinez 2015, like doo, 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 like the breakdown noise. Um, it's just I don't know. It's just not. I don't think the melody is as strong for me. I think the like with like the kind of sudden shift to like the piano at the beginning, it's a little like jarring coming after like the run that we just get. But like I think the song
You're,
is great, and like I love the way that it builds and changes.
do
It
you
just
remember what I said when we were listening to this together?
no,
When
I
we got to this song?
know what you say.
I said this upbeat MT ballad.
Yeah, that is what it is, though.
It is. It
That
actually
it's
really is
such an empty ballad.
an upbeat MT ballad.
Could you imagine, like, doing high school theater with Grimes?
That would have made it 10 times better.
I know that hoe had every like grandma character on lock.
Oh yeah.
She
She
was
was the
playing
typecast old character.
100%. When I'd bet like my life on it, probably. Okay, so now let's get into this Holy Three
Whoa,
favorite songs.
scary.
I had such a hard time. I think this is it's hard just because I look at my list and I'm like, there's so many songs that I wish I could say. So
Yeah.
Maria, what's your Holy Trinity?
Okay. This one, for me, the Holy Trinity was actually very easy, but it's with a heavy heart because there's so much that there's only three spots. But for me, the top three is a lock. So number three is gonna be Venus Fly. This one's always,
I think I know your exact top three.
you probably do.
I think I do because that was
Okay.
what I thought your three was going to be.
Yeah. So yeah, three is Venus Fly. I love this song. It's so cool. It's just everything. Number two is Till We Name.
Whoa, that's your two?
I kind of see. I thought that was going to be your
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
I think I know what your one is,
see, I thought
though.
you guys knew. I thought you guys knew. I thought you guys were with the Maria Spoon tea. But okay.
Apparently, we're not.
I mean, I feel like okay. Well, okay. So yeah, number two, Kill Me Name. And again, another song that's just absolutely everything. But my favorite song from this album, and what I do think is one of the best songs ever made, is Reality.
Oh.
Yeah, that's I just got the order of one and two wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not think you were gonna say reality at all.
Yeah. No, I
That's
think
tea.
See,
I like
I'm plugged in.
seriously, huh?
I'm plugged into the Maria Spoon
Yeah,
tea.
you were plugged in.
I'm plugged in.
No, I like seriously think this is one of the best songs ever made. I think when you hear a song and like I don't know, I think like certain songs where they kind of capture just like that like melancholic coming of age kind of feeling, they just like immediately skyrocket them into like some of the best songs ever made, in my opinion. I feel like there's I don't know, I feel like a lot of like Blood Orange songs kind of fit in
Mm,
that same kind of category of just like the coming of age. I feel like Sweet Disposition, Temper Trap, like also has that like happy, euphoric, melancholic, coming of age kind of vibe. And I feel like this song is another one of those songs.
I would be
And
interested in a Maria Spoon playlist of these songs that have this vibe.
yeah,
Whoa.
absolutely. Yeah, I should cook that up actually.
Hashtag
You
curate it.
literally you literally just recreated the Christina Aguilera gif when Levi said that.
I
In
did.
real time.
Oh my God, we'll have to gif it. But yeah, I know I love this song so much. The demo version is also great. I prefer the album version. I think it just has a little bit more
I do too.
sparkle to it. It feels a little bit more like fleshed out. But but yeah, it's literally one of the best songs ever made. I could say it a billion times, but I think Reality is such an amazing song.
Well, do you remember okay, I'm gonna toot my own horn. My amazing observation about this the other week that this could be on Post by Bjork.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yes.
I
yeah.
think this song is so post Bjork tea. I hear it completely.
Yeah.
I also want to say real quick, Maria, about Venus Fly. I had a note that I forgot to point out. There is a Madonna Easter egg on this record because in Venus Fly, the hook is like, "Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me?" And in the background, after she says one of the "Why are you looking at me," the background vocals say "Against the music." Me Against the Music. Me Against the Music by Britney Spears featuring Madonna. Like, I
King.
love that. That's so cool.
No, yeah, it's everything.
She knows who the real queen is.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. Amazing top three, Maria.
Thank you.
Uh, Okay, Drew, what's your top three?
Okay. So my number three is Venus Fly. I
Whoa. I
love
didn't think that was going to come for you.
I
Whoa.
love Venus Fly a lot. I love everything about it. I love where it's placed. I love the feature, everything about it. Um, and my number two is Flesh Without Blood. I really
That hit.
just, yeah, I can't believe that a song like this exists and I hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
So, so Taylor.
So, Taylor.
Taylor loves this album, I know it. And I know she still listens, and
She listens.
yeah.
Because good thing she likes her friends canceled. She likes some Cloaked and Gucci and Scandal.
What if Canceled is just about Grimes?
Cancels, cancels not about Blake Lively. It's about crime.
Breaking news.
That makes it number one on the album for me.
Yeah. And then my number one, I think easily one of the best songs ever made is Kill V Main.
Yeah, I mean it's just
Also, so Reputation Taylor to me. When the vault tracks of Reputation come out and there's a Kill V Main
cover.
uh, cover, come back to this pop release episode because we fucking told you so. We're oracles.
You heard it here first.
She could. This is totally a song that would have been on Reputation. Are you kidding?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like everything about like the verses. I got in a fight, I was indisposed, I was in despite all the wicked pros, but I'm only a man and I do what I can.
I don't behave. I don't behave.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay.
Imagine like a Taylor cover of this on the tour.
On the
Stop! I can't. Mother to our.
You're the one doing it. You're the one.
I know. Freaking out.
Okay, well, my top three, my holy trinity. It's so hard because there's so many songs I wish I could include, but three, I'm doing Kill V Mame. Kill V Mame is just undeniable. It's just that girl. It is like I tried to be like maybe like another song is my three, and then every time I listen to Kill V Mame, I go the hardest I've ever gone to any song ever. Like it is just a rush of adrenaline.
You don't behave.
No, and like the BEHAVE arrest us. It's so good. I also love it when female artists say I'm only a man or like they like call themselves like I'm like I love like when Lana does it in Mariner's apartment complex. It's one of my favorite things. It scratches
I
an
love
itch
that.
for me. And like cuz it's again, it's this thing that I was talking about of like this kind of like feminine reclamation of power and strength and assertiveness. I love it. My number two, Flesh Without Blood. Flesh Without Blood is just it's a perfect pop song. Max Martin is so fucking pissed off he didn't.
He's so pissed.
It is genuinely. So this was a song that I listened. This was the first song I listened to from this album. I think that's actually what it was. I think I heard this song. I think I was convinced to listen to this song by like a list that I was reading, and then I listened to it, and then I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And then I got into the album, and it's just like it's undeniable. I love that it's about a friendship breakup, but you could like kind of like I think relate to it with any kind of like fallout with any type of person, whether that be like a partner, a family member, a friend, a business relation, colleague. Like, I think you can apply it to anybody. I definitely have a few people in mind when I'm like, you claw, you fight, you lose. And it has some of, I think, the best like kiss off, like drag lyrics ever. Like, I saw the light in you going out as I close our window. I don't see the light I saw in you before. And you had every chance. You destroy everything that you know. Your
You
voice
never liked me anyway.
your voice had the perfect glow. It got lost when you gave it up though, cuz you want money, you want fame. I mean, Robert Frost, like say it. And my
This is
number
better than anything Robert Frost was capable of.
yeah, girl, Grimes could do The Road Not Taken, but he couldn't do Kill Me Maine.
No.
No,
He couldn't do Italiana Mob Star.
looking so precious.
No, he couldn't do it. And so then my one is one of my all-time favorite songs. It's a song that's very, very important to me. It I think kind of captures a little bit of the feeling that Maria was talking about reality giving her. It's not reality, but it's a different song. I feel like you guys can probably guess what it is. Um, it has this like melancholic sense of loss, and I love it so much. And it's Pin. It's not Butterfly.
Wait, what?
You just made
Wait.
that up!
What? No! Girl, go back to Suicidal Levi in high school, and every fucking playlist that motherfucker was making, Pin was on it. And me crying in my car, being like, it was too good to be true.
No.
Don't recite the ancient magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written. No,
Bro,
Butterfly.
Butterfly is such a Levi Bates song. I'm kind
No,
of
Butterfly. I
gagged.
mean, Butterfly is the Levi song, and I love Butterfly so much. That's why I got so upset because I wanted it to be in my top three so bad, but I couldn't justify putting it above
Yeah.
Kill V Mame or Flesh Without Blood.
No.
Damn. That
I
I'm really surprised, but
I couldn't trust it. I'm like really, I'm upset that I
I
can't.
don't want to, I don't,
No!
that was just so gagged. I don't want to like invalidate Pin being your favorite by any means, but I was just surprised. I was expecting Butterfly to be in your top three.
No,
But
Pin is just. I think Pin captures this feeling of like loss and nostalgia and melancholy so beautifully. I think the melody is my favorite on the album. I love the production, the bump bump bump. I love that. I love the imagery, like tearing out your hair like a banshee. I love the lyric "I'll stick to you forever" because the scar I think is permanent. I mean, baby, it's a black hole. I need it to breathe, but does it really make you happy? Kiss me with a big knife, bloody heart of paradise. Living like a soldier, peace of mind must be nice. I mean, it's like it's poetry, it's performance art,
It's a Fritz Bernays.
I mean, it's a Fritz Bernays. But Butterfly, Butterfly, it's such a that song's also really important to me. So I'm so mad that I can't have it in my top three. But like, I can't not have Kill V Name.
No, you can't.
You know, that's the predicament that we're in.
yeah.
Teenage Levi just bought stock and Pin, and like, I can't. I have to see that through.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
I have to see it through. But like, Butterfly really is.
That girl.
I mean, if you're looking for a dream girl, I'll never be a dream girl. You could be anything out there. Butterflies flying in the air. Oh,
Oh my God.
that's
Literally the lyrics, what are you looking for in harmony? There's harmony in everything. A butterfly whose wings span the world.
so fly away.
To fly. It gagged me severely.
It's and you don't even know lyrics like that.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Just Maria's not like a
It's
like
a you know the like Coco Montrese quote of I don't even know you like that.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of implying that I just don't appreciate lyrics at
no no no
all.
no no, that's not what we're implying.
That's not what I
We're
was implying.
implying
I was just saying that you like that's not the first thing you listen to when you're
that's
listening to a
yeah.
song.
In
That's
a
not what you grab
Grimes
onto.
album,
In an
the
album
first
that's with
thing
this kind of production, I think it's like so gaggy that like a lyric is so good that like you brought it up and pointed it out and had it be a gag for you because this is like Maria Bait production.
True.
I didn't mean to come for your
No,
title.
I'm getting it. I see where your head's at. Thank
I know
you.
you love a lyric, but I'm just saying that's not the first thing you listen to. Just like
Correct.
I'm gonna miss a little production flourish because I'm gonna be gagging out about some fucking metaphor, you know? That's how you know this album is so good production wise that I'm talking about the fucking mix and telling people to listen to it in headphones.
Right. That's
but you
true.
know what you won't miss? An arpeggio.
Wasn't it me and Maria? We both talk about arpeggios.
All the
Yeah.
time.
Uh,
We did I think it was Virgin when we talked about Lil-
yeah, it was
that was when we went
Virgin.
on our arpeggio
We knew
tear.
that's arpeggio pop.
Right.
Taylor TS14 should be arpeggio pop.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. A
Okay.
Kill V Mame cover.
Oh, I need Taylor Kilby
From the vault, Taylor's version. Okay. Are we ready to score this hoe?
Yes.
This is hard.
K. Drew Fork.
Oh, I really don't want to go first.
Do you want somebody else too? I can go
Yeah.
first. Um, I mean, this is like it's a 10 for me. This is Levi classic. It's in the pantheon of the great Levi albums. It's so influential to my music taste. And I like do think it's perfect. Like I don't there's just nothing wrong with it. And like it's enjoyable start to finish. It engages you in every single level. It has like each of us had a different number one, and we all are like, this song is one of the best songs of all time. And I felt that way
Really?
about like 9 songs on this album. So we none of us even talked about California
Oh, stop. I
and how
can't.
gaggy that is. None of us talked about World Princess.
I mean, an amazing intro as
Stop.
well.
World Princess Ho, everyone.
Girl part two.
Part
Part
two.
two, the title track.
Also, no, I was just gonna say, when we listened to it all together for the first time, I made some comment about art, like the title track, Art Angels, being like, "Oh, this song is so like summer, like warm weather, like the song's so good." And then Levi literally just says, "This song sounds like love."
It does
And
though.
I have thought about that every time I've heard it. This song sounds like love. It's
Well,
so good. It's a standout moment that
is
fans
it?
still talk about.
I was just about to say that.
Stop! Oh my God.
Oh my God. So yeah, I don't want to hear any fucking hate about. I think I've made up this like narrative that like the fans,
That there's haters.
the
Yeah.
listeners hate me giving out tens, but I don't want to hear no shit. I know I'm a misgiver out of tens, but I can't help that I find joy. There's harmony in everything, you know.
Real.
Okay, Marita, we're just gonna go backwards. So Maria Spoon, what
Okay,
are you
so
scooping
I'm
up?
going to give Miss Art Angels a 9.7.
That's tea.
Yeah.
Because you don't just give those out.
I really don't.
You,
I really
you
don't.
people got to put in work to get one of those from you.
They do. They do. I mean, Miss Grimes, I mean, Miss 2015 Grimes put in the work.
Yeah.
She. Okay, Drew.
I'm
Before
going
bring it
in
home,
at a 9.9.
Nice.
would you like to say anything else about that?
I just it's so good. I just feel like there's just like the point one that really just separates it from I was gonna go in at a 9.9, but then I was like, if both of you guys give this album a 10 and I go in at a 9.9, that will be pretty cruel. So I just wanted to make sure that that was not the case. But I just feel like there's just a little bit that separates it. Maybe it's the visual landscape of it.
It also
But
you just got introduced to this album. Like it could also just
yes.
be a time thing,
Yeah.
you know? Because I feel like it's hard to give out 10. Like I know I gave out a 10 to Virgin. Love Virgin so much. I would not give it a 10 now. I would still give Life of a Showgirl a 10 just because everyone pissed me off, and I would give it a 100 if I could because fuck the noise. But no, I think like it's hard when you just listen to something for the first time, you know. I think part of the 10 is like the relationship that you build with something over time.
Real.
I would like to say though, so obviously Confessions on Dance Floor has our highest average because it has a perfect
Crazy.
score.
Because it was a perfect score.
This ties Blue for number two.
What?
They
The
both
holy
have.
trinity of pop girlies albums being Confessions on a Dance Floor, Art Angels, and Blue.
Wait, that's kind of tea.
We need shirts with those three albums on
Wait,
it.
not to brag, but guess who picked all three of those albums?
Whoa.
I mean, the facts are the facts.
When you're Miss Critical Acclaim.
Pop Girlies acclaim.
That is, Maria, that is so funny.
That's crazy. We need shirts.
We need, Marianne, are you listening? Get on it, Marianne.
Get it, girl.
Um, yeah, no, those are the two, because so both Blue and Our Angels have a 9.86.
Whoa.
And the breakdown is pretty accurate because I gave tens to both. And then for Blue, you both gave it 9.8. And then you guys evened each other out with this because Maria gave 9.7 and you gave 9.9. So it all got evened
Whoa.
out.
Crazy.
That is like the funniest like trio of
Yeah.
albums to have. But I also think it like kind
It
of
kind of works.
I think
It,
it like accurately describes like our collective taste as like a trio.
no, I
Yeah.
think that's a really great, like, collective three albums to represent the three of us. Like, collectively.
Three incredibly different albums too.
Well, because Gaudana has to be there, and Art Pop Queen has to be there, and
And then
Joni.
a sad girly.
Yeah. Ugh. See, when you have taste, it just naturally pop. You're not even trying to have it pop out, and it just pops out. Well,
Crazy.
we are angeled. We're our angels now, and I'm just so curious, Maria. What are we going to be up to next week?
Well, next week we are going to be talking about one of the most popular and commercially successful artists of the last 2 decades that we have not really even scratched the surface of. We've certainly gone on rants before, but we've never talked about any of this artist's work in particular. And I am, as if anyone knows me, you probably know I am someone with a very widespread past of interacting with this person's catalog and being a giant fan of this person. So we are going to be doing the latest album from Mr. Harry Styles, Disco. Oh, no, no, no. They got me, gal. Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally by Harry Styles is what we're gonna be doing. I'm excited. I feel like we'll have a pretty interesting conversation about it. I feel
Totally.
like the three of us have already talked about it a bit. I think we all know where each of us is gonna lie with it, but I think having a much broader conversation about the Harry Styles discography in general is going to be fun. Like we really haven't opened up the floor to that conversation yet as a music podcast, so I think that's going to be fun and interesting.
The Fine
So
Line episode will be so seismic and
oh
galactic.
my God,
Yeah.
Fine Line episode will that's going to be huge.
That
So
it,
yeah, I wanted to do the album like after it has recently come out, just I want to make sure we stay topical, but then I definitely, of course, want to go back and do the rest of his music too. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. That's what we're doing next.
period.
Yay.
Period.
Period.
Well, guys, we did it. Well,
Yay, Art
we had
Angels.
it.
We had it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go higher than an aeroplane.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna go to California.
I have to go climb my mountains to climb.
Yeah, you do.
Boop.
Bye, Shanti.
Bye.